Welcome back to the Take a Sip podcast, episode 69. My name is Tito.
And I'm Leche.
And
that's crazy. 69, bro. Imagine that, bro.
69 episodes.
Ooh.
I know. But
crazy shit.
Yes. And speaking of crazy shit, we got kind of a crazy, wild episode this week. A lot of news to really talk about, not just in gaming news, but even real life news as well. But before we get into that, Leche, what are you drinking this week?
I am drinking a gin and tonic that I haven't made in a bit. So I'm drinking that for sure. It's kind of refreshing right now, honestly.
Yes. I remember. Yeah. You need to make me one next time.
Yeah, dude, I need to make that freaking gimlet drink for you again, that lemonade shit.
You just need to teach me all of those so I could be making them at my house without waiting to go over to yours.
Fucking man. I don't mind making drinks, dude. It's my specialty.
Yes.
What about you, man? What are you drinking this week?
I am just drinking a regular Corona. I've been having a horrible headache all day right now. Like 2 hours before we started recording this, like it actually went away. So I don't want to risk eating or drinking anything because that's originally where it came from. I ate something this morning that upset my stomach and that led to the headache as well. So
yeah, dude, that sucks, honestly.
Yeah, but I'm much better now. So I'll keep the energy up for this episode. But speaking of keeping high energies up, our very, very hyperactive wannabe pirate king, God knows if he will ever be it with how many episodes are out there. Luffy from One Piece is getting an RPG game, as they put it in this trailer. It's going to be called One Piece Odyssey.
Yep.
First of all, the trailer looks amazing.
It looks really good.
Much more from what we see in the animations of the anime, sticking out for a video game type of thing. We do see Luffy and his entire ship and his entire team, along with some other characters from the anime, I believe. And I don't believe I think it said it was an original storyline that they're going with this game. Yeah,
it's not part of, it's not going to be like canon to the actual, series or anything like that.
Yeah. Which is always good because it gives them some liberties and some freedom to
change whatever they want.
Exactly.
Try new things, dude. Things maybe One Piece fans, like it wouldn't make sense in the actual show, so let's throw it in the game to see how people react type of attitude, test out little things here and there, see if it works out, and if it does, hey, maybe it makes it onto the show one day.
I'm just curious to see what they actually do with it, because from what we did see in the trailer, we mostly just saw the team fighting like the animals and the beasts of the world and PCs type of thing. We didn't really see an antagonist to the game. So unless they're really keeping it under wraps.
Yeah, I hope so, dude. That would be nice, honestly.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if they tease anything in particular, people are going to
start making assumptions and break out the storyline before anything really happens.
Before anything even gets fully announced or anything like that.
Yeah, very true.
So one thing about One Piece that I looked up, dude, is how long would it take to binge watch One Piece at its current state as of episode like 10, 20, whatever, 10, 15 or whatever it is right now.
How long?
Including the 14 movies that there is. Jesus. It would take you 23 days of watching One Piece for 19 hours straight, with 1 hour of eating in between each thing and going to the bathroom in between the day as well, and accounting for the hours of sleep.
Oh no!
Yeah,
I'm good.
Imagine that, bro. That's how long it would take you. So technically, it would take a normal human. Exactly. I don't even have enough time for that shit, dude.
Nope.
So a normal person, like fucking actual human being, would probably take about 3 months or 4 months to actually like realistically to watch this shit. If you're watching 2 to 3 episodes a day, maybe.
Yeah.
You have to be watching like 5 episodes a day, I think. Yeah, to even watch it within that time frame.
Oh yeah.
Good thing they're only 24 minutes each episode.
That's true. Yeah, they're only
the movies. The movies are like 2.5 hours though.
Yeah, the range of what these episodes go through. I feel like sometimes they're even charging up their ultimate moves a little longer than the Dragon Ball Z arcs were.
True, yeah. I feel like this is a little bit more infamous for that for sure. Maybe, yes. I don't know. I'm not too familiar with the One Piece universe or lore or anything like that, so I don't know how it is. Yeah, I know it does look interesting though. It is.
It really does.
Fuck, but yeah.
Even some of the clips that you do see like throughout Facebook and Instagram or whatever from those anime pages on Instagram, the range of types of episodes that they go through, like the amount of different topics, the amount of different abilities and powers that people will have in this universe is very interesting. And like, again, to have, it sounded like just a basic show of a guy trying to be the pirate king. To have this just, like in police officer scenes when they have this giant like webs of yarn going around.
Oh yeah, he wants to be that guy.
And that's what like these episodes seem to like just reach out to. Yeah.
Oh, definitely be interesting though, man.
Yeah. No, definitely like because it's very hard for these types of animes to have like
games.
Yeah, have games because a lot of like copyright things like come into play when it comes to this type of stuff. That's why I know like what was the Jumpstart game when it had like all the anime.
Jumpstart?
Yeah, that had all the anime.
I was gonna say it reminded me like the visual style. It almost has very similar vibes to it. You got me?
Yeah. No, yeah, 100% did. But what I was going with was like the copyright stuff. It gets very iffy in these types of games because I do know some of the characters from Jumpstart had to get removed because of some copyright issues, and I think Luffy was one of them. With I believe some Dragon Ball Z characters. Not 100% sure, but I'm sure Luffy was one.
That sucks, dude.
Yeah.
I think at this point, everyone wants to have a fucking video game that's like, exclusive to anime characters, especially fucking OG fuckers like this.
Yeah.
Goku, fucking Naruto, fucking even people, characters from fucking, what is it called? Brotherhood and shit, Like
Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah, Full Metal Alchemist, dude. Yeah. Just fucking throw characters like that randomly.
That'd be a cool game to have.
That's what I'm saying, dude. I think that world deserves a fucking like an actual RPG aspect.
That really does.
That series deserves a game like that.
Have you watched
Final Fantasy type of game?
Have you watched it?
No, but I already know like the aesthetic. I know I know it's good. I haven't even watched it myself, and I know it's good.
Yes, but like I said, definitely Brotherhood. Don't watch the regular one.
I know everyone says Brotherhood is like and then there's other people that say Brotherhood isn't as good as the original.
Well, no, those people are crazy. Those people are the ones who
I don't know who to trust, man. I don't know who
trust me. I've given you some great recommendations, and that's true.
Says. If Andre says the same thing, then yeah, I'm definitely going Brotherhood for sure.
Yes, definitely Brotherhood. I love Brotherhood. I've watched both of them. You get me? Because I'm definitely one of those people that likes to compare and contrast. Like, what's the difference?
Good. Just like how I like literally watching like Naruto and then Shippuden. Of course, Shippuden is definitely fucking like 10 times better.
Yeah,
in my opinion. At least that's our opinion.
Yes, but that's still like. See, it's not between Naruto and Shippuden. Yeah, you can't compare that.
That's not a fair comparison.
Because it's still part of one consecutive storyline.
Right, makes sense. I know Brotherhood is a whole different.
Full Metal, it's the same storyline, but like 2 different versions of the same storyline.
Yeah, I get you.
And I believe Brotherhood's a little bit longer with some add-ons.
Yeah,
but it's all a great. That anime is definitely one of the higher like emotional roller coasters. If you've watched it, you know what I'm talking about because there are some very significant deaths or some very surprising scenes. I'm pretty sure you're aware of one major one of the little girl and the dog.
Yeah.
I'll leave it.
I even know about that. I haven't even watched it yet. And I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yes.
That's rough.
Oh God. And the fact that there's a shirt of it of them doing the Dragon Ball Z fusion dance. That shirt is so famous wherever it is. I kind of want to get it myself, to be honest with you. But yes, like we'll definitely watch it. I definitely recommend to watch it. But yes, One Piece Odyssey, it's supposedly coming out at the end or around 2022. So there is still time for this to come out. So definitely, if you are a One Piece stan, keep an eye out open. We always will bring it up if we get more information on it as well.
Mm-hmm.
And moving from that, kind of gonna bring it down a little bit, and a little bit back into reality in our human world. That unfortunately, Bruce Willis is retiring from acting due to, from what his daughter has put out there. I don't believe he has fully announced it himself, but if it is coming from his daughter, there is a high
chance that it's
true. Exactly. So Bruce Willis is retiring at the age of 67 because he was recently diagnosed with aphasia. So it is a disorder caused to a specific area of the brain that pretty much controls language expressions and comprehension. And I mean, being this high listed actor, needing to have language expression and comprehension is a major part of acting. Because if you can't grasp the energy and the verbiage of what you have to portray to people, it won't come off right.
Exactly.
And I mean,
that's crazy, dude.
The man's a legend, 67
literally
years.
An action star hero, bro.
Mm-hmm.
From the fucking 70s and 80s, bro.
Oh, yeah. I know our dads watched so many action movies with this man in it.
Shit, bro. Die Hard is going to feel a little bit more sentimental to people for sure. It was already a classic, but now it's going to hit even harder. You get me?
Yes.
Knowing that this fucking legend is unfortunately retiring, man.
Yeah.
Just like the day, like, fucking, what is it called? Sylvester Stallone as well. Like, once he's fucking Rocky's going to hit differently.
Oh, 100%.
No, I think Arnold as well. I don't know if he's retired. I don't think he is from acting or anything in particular. But I know when he, like, if anything happens to him as well, like the Terminator movies for sure. Just movies like that just live on forever, dude.
Yeah,
for sure.
100%. I mean, and Bruce Willis was a part of not just Die Hard. I can't speak today. Not just Die Hard, but think of like every other movie. The Sixth Sense.
The Sixth Sense.
The Fifth Element.
Like in the 2000s for Bruce Willis, Red
was one. Mm-hmm.
I fucking love that movie.
He was in Glass, Death Wish.
Huh? Death Wish was good too.
Glass was the other one. Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction, shit. Can't forget that fuking shit.
The Fifth Element.
Yeah, The Fifth Element. Oh, that's the space. Someone was telling me about a space movie. I'm like, yes, that's the name Fifth Element.
Yes.
That he came out in. Yes. There's just so many movies, man.
So many movies.
Crazy. Yeah, some good ones. And then, of course, for every good one, there's always also stinkers out there a little bit. But
yeah, but we don't talk about those.
We talk about the heavy hitters for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I mean, it's not that he's dead, but even still, just a class actor like that going into retirement, just hits different. And especially when it's not even due to like their own personal reasons, Well, it is personal reasons, but I mean, not just because they say like, okay, I'm stepping
I'm
back.
giving it up. Like I'm tired of acting.
It's because something else has come in the way.
Like a medical reason why he can't act anymore, which is unfortunate. 100%. Because he probably wants to keep doing it.
100%. If it wasn't for this, he still would have been acting. He probably would have been the male version of Betty White, if anything.
Yeah, straight up. In the fucking 90s, freaking acting still like crazy.
She was 99. She was about to hit a century.
Crazy, dude.
And she, like, you cannot tell me that no movie that Betty White touched was not an incredible movie. or not even that it was an incredible movie, but her scenes alone, her dialogues alone was just...
She carries her own scenes. For
exactly. Sure. She carries her own. Yeah. And that's what Bruce Willis does too. Like, you know, when it's Bruce Willis acting with so-and-so and it's not so-and-so, oh, and there's Bruce Willis for the scene. But
yes, the day Denzel Washington says he retires, I'm like, oh God, no. Dude, talk about legend, dude.
I know.
Damn, dude, what a class act, dude.
But the fact that he has a loving family still around him that will take care of him. And I don't know, like with the amount of money, I'm pretty sure he's set for the rest of however long this man shall live.
And hopefully a prosperous one.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. But I mean, just putting that out there for whoever hasn't heard, or if this is just as breaking news to you as it is for us here. Yeah, I mean, no real way to transition from that. And I just realized that this might not be the best thing to talk about right after.
Yeah, probably not.
But one of my favorite games that you have very periodically heard me talk about here on the podcast, Dead by Daylight. There is a Kickstarter and they definitely have almost doubled their goal. But if you are definitely one of these people who likes Kickstarters where you kind of sometimes get little extra things for supporting at the beginning and backing up these projects, Dead by Daylight is coming out with a board game where it is pretty much the exact same thing as the video game that you do. Just obviously you have little physical pieces and you're a little bit more set on what types of perks you could apply to your killer and survivors. As of right now, you have your regular bundle where you come with, I believe, 7 survivors and 6 killers. With I think 13 player cards, your basic board that are double-sided, so you could play 2 different versions of the game, which is pretty cool. Like, it's not just one set board game. It gives you an option of 1 or 2, and then a whole bunch of other pieces and dice. And then if you get the collector's edition, it comes with 17 survivors and 16 killers. So pretty much, I believe that works up to everything that we have currently right now to the game, besides the artist and most of the main movie villains that we have, like Jigsaw, the Freddy Krueger, Jason, Michael, and so on, like the original killers that come from Dead by Daylight. So that's pretty cool. And a lot of these pieces, when you get them as well, are the plain white pieces. So if you are someone who definitely enjoys painting these little figurines for your game board and your pieces and stuff, that's definitely like a little added bonus for those on the creative side of stuff. Yeah. And that comes with more board games that are also double-sided, so adds more to the variation of gameplay that you could do with this, and more cards and more pieces. So this is definitely exciting to hear. I mean, what's your take on video games that then get turned into board games?
I think for some games it might work for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, of course, you're not gonna, fucking see a Call of Duty board game, stuff like
Maybe.
that. But certain games, maybe like this one could work, dude, as long as like the rules are actually like,
Clear
and like actually make it reasonable, not too difficult or anything like that. Especially if this is aimed for people who already play the franchise, which is 100% it is.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is fucking actually pretty cool. Not gonna lie. Yeah. I don't see this working out for most games, but the ones that do work out for it, dude, I think they are legit, dude.
Yeah.
I don't see how this wouldn't work for certain video games and stuff. I'm trying to think of what game has a board game and then
completely flopped.
Huh?
Like completely flopped.
Yeah, like you can't, like, for example, you can't do the vice versa. You can't make a board game into a movie. You get me? But you can make a movie or a show or something like that or other games into board games.
Yeah.
You get me? Because look at how they try to do, like, for example, Battleship. That shit sucked.
Oh, yeah. It really
another good example.
I think Clue. Clue was the other one I was thinking of, too. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I love Clue. The board game, originally, I will rock it in Clue. I think you've played with me in Clue before.
Yeah, I was confused as fuck.
So much so that my sisters don't want to play with me anymore, so the board game is just sitting there for when I could find people. I don't cheat. I'm just smart.
Yeah. You say that because we don't know how to play.
I'm the killer. There's just a picture of me when you pull it out from the envelope.
It's not even the people that are like actually on the board game. It's literally a picture of you.
That'd be cool to do if they come up with one where you can like add your own pictures little to it.
Like, how would they do that though?
And like your specific, well, that's what I'm saying. Unless like you're on the creative side, like you build it yourself. You get me? Like for us, it would be like the weapons, the chancla, el cincho.
You know what they could do, dude? Just like, okay, make it Clue, but make it a little bit bigger, right? Make it like an actual, like, instead of being, it could be a tabletop game still and everything. Just make the props a little bit bigger and stuff like that. And within the package itself, a Polaroid camera. Oh. And then a background of like a mugshot, like, like that. And then everyone that was playing just, take quick pics and shit.
Oh, that'd be smart.
That'd be cool.
But you got to think of how expensive that would be to include.
That's what I'm saying, though. That's what I'm saying. It sounds expensive already. Just the idea of that. Just the camera alone.
The cards are like the size of that Mega Uno deck that you see.
Oh, no, dude. That would be really bad.
Imagine trying to secretly pass on the weapon to your right or across the table.
With 2 hands and shit. Be like, yo.
Everyone put your blindfolds on so I could show this card to her. But yes, the board game. There is still 21 days left to back it up. Like I said, the goal is reached. But it does include a lot of these stuff that I said and the cool pieces and the double-sided boards. I'm just interested to understand how the generators are going to work because I know that's still part of it.
Yeah, I wonder how that's going to work. The pieces and stuff, like how does that work? Is it like per turn per person? Does it like go up like depending on the generator itself? Does it go up or down?
That's what I'm saying. And then trying
to like a counter thing. You get me? Like
distracting the killer and keeping him away from the generator enough to unhook or finish the generator. So that's definitely interesting to see. If I played a little bit more board games with people or had the right people, it's something I would definitely buy for myself. Not gonna lie.
I see you buying this just to see how it is.
But yeah, and sticking with the Dead by Daylight theme, there is also a game that was just announced that kind of combines Dead by Daylight with Dragon Ball Z. It's currently called Dragon Ball The Breakers, where there is the one killer or the one villain a lot of these trailers, it has been shown as Cell, where you do start as his base larva form. Mm-hmm. And you have your basic survivors. I believe it's up to 7 survivors in the game, or heroes. And the whole point of it is the world is coming to an apocalyptic end set by whoever the main villain is. And your job as the 7 survivors is to stop him or escape, or I believe find a time machine to go back. And that is how you win, by stopping them before they reach this point. As the killer, you go around, break buildings, you could devour or gain the energy of other NPCs in the world that allow you to level up. And then you, as Cell, you go from the larva to first form, second form, perfect form. And then as the survivors, you also try to gain energy or finding these items around the world to help power up this teleporter, find a way to escape the planet, or even boosting yourself up in energy level. First of all, your basic form in this as a survivor, you're just some weird character you create, I believe. And then you are able to set a loadout on. Once you reach level 2, you become a certain hero. Obviously not Goku or Vegeta, because they're not the second forms. But you could choose like a Gohan, a Bulma, a Tien, or something. And then as you reach level 3, which I believe is the highest you can reach as a survivor, that's when you could become Goku or Vegeta. And who knows what other tier 3s are out there. Hercule. And then you are able to pretty much fight against Cell or the villain. And if you're able to completely destroy their life bar, pretty much they're dead, and that's your third way of winning. I know you saw the trailers. I know we recently just saw the trailers, but what do you think of this, Leche?
I mean, what I want to see, I mean, just looking at the gameplay that you showed me of that one dude playtesting it on like the closed beta thing. It looks fantastic. First of all, like visually, it looks fucking gorgeous. It reminds me of literally of Dragon Ball Z, Xenoverse, whatever, too. It literally has that same aesthetic, which is nice. It looks dope. Just off the gameplay, that's like what, 10 minutes, dude. I saw, dude. I don't know if it's like power creep or whatever the fuck it is, but yo, like the villain is like overpowered as fuck.
Yeah,
like I feel like the other guys almost have no chance, bro.
At the beginning of the game,
like literally have no chance against Cell. And I wonder if Cell is the only villain that you could choose from as well.
Well, from what so that's what I was thinking, because I mean, Cell was the perfect example, starting from the larva to first form to second form. Because then who's your next one? You start as, let's say,
Frieza.
Majin Buu.
Well, Majin Buu too.
But then Majin Buu goes from what? From Majin Buu to Perfect Buu, Super Buu, to then Old Buu, and then Kid Buu.
Probably 3 forms. Not 4 forms. We could do 3 forms.
But I'm saying that, well, that's what Cell is. 1 is larva, 2 first, 3
well, you have
second,
4 forms.
and then 4.
Technically, there's 4 forms, exactly.
Yeah.
But for Buford, there could be 3. But like, for example, since he is technically a stronger character, it takes more people to kill to actually, level him up, and he's stronger in that sense, right? Same thing for Frieza, right? Especially if you want to add like the golden Frieza, then you can literally make regular Frieza the same power level as the larva form of Cell. You get me? So it's a balancing thing, right? If and when they add new people, you get me? And then same thing with the
heroes, the survivors. Yeah, there's definitely gonna be like specific ones you can and can't use, and some that are gonna become the meta on using because there's some game breaking you have to have Goku using Kamehameha, not Vegeta using Kamehameha, and you could unlimit Kamehameha him across the map or something.
Yeah, literally, like, oh, it does, infinite DPS.
Yeah.
From like whatever distance, be like, oh, here we go.
Yeah. But yeah, besides that, gameplay looks really good. Obviously, there's stuff that needs to get tweaked out. That's the whole point of all these alphas and betas that they do.
The camera is kind of wonky.
The camera is kind of wonky. I noticed that as well.
I was like, yo, what is this?
Mm-hmm. And the map is pretty large, but they do have a cool aspect of as the killer, as the villain, you get to destroy certain areas of the map completely, rendering them unusable to the survivors, which one is a great idea of being able to make the map smaller. You get me? Like you completely rule out an entire sector. But on top of that, the cutscene before you destroy it is a little lengthy, which is understandable because it is meant to give the survivors a chance to escape that area. But besides that, yeah, some cutscenes do seem a little wonky as well. The camera was very wonky as well. I don't know, and there's still, I believe, over a year. I believe they said 2023 the game is meant to be released. This was just the announcement trailer. So there is still time for them to fix all of this stuff, obviously. Oh no, 2022, I lied. So
it should be coming out soon.
It should be coming out soon, unless they're doing a holiday thing.
It could be a holiday thing, honestly.
Yeah, but from what we're seeing here, I don't want to say hopefully it gets delayed, but they do realize a lot of these things and push their time limit back to give themselves a chance to fix and adjust not just the things that we've said, but I'm pretty sure like even you said, there's almost a way of like putting a reticle on the survivors when you're the antagonist, which makes it much easier to see the survivors
and to lock onto them instantly.
Yeah, which the whole thing should be like it shouldn't be like that. Part of being a survivor, you need a little bit more chance to be able to just run around and hide. Exactly, to survive. Because I do understand that one ability he has where you could see like sounds or the energy of a survivor from a far distance apart, but that should also be on a time limited aspect type of thing, kind of like it was for Jason in the Friday the 13th game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yes, he was able to see them for a few seconds, and then it would be on a cooldown. Though from what we saw here, kind of seemed to last quite a while. Again, I don't know if the villain is going to have some sort of like perks and stuff to be able to work around this stuff like in Dead by Daylight, but I don't know. There seems to be a lot of stuff they kind of need to work on as well.
No, seriously, I agree.
Yeah. And kind of for this last part, I want to hand it off to you, Leche. You definitely seemed a little bit more not involved, but informed on this stuff than I am. So I kind of want to get your take on all this.
Well, I mean, involved or whatever, I just find it a little bit more interesting on this end because it brought up a good point on just literally the platform of YouTube in general. So recently, as of like 2-3 weeks, a number of YouTubers, specifically to the Destiny community, have been copyright struck by quote unquote Bungie Inc. whatever incorporated. And a lot of people were worried that like, oh, why is Bungie doing this like to their own community? like some people's livelihoods were in jeopardy because literally, they put hundreds of, if not thousands of hours into this game, make videos, pretty much make their livelihood off of this game, honestly, like streaming it and stuff like that. So a lot of people were scared, but then recently they announced, Bungie themselves came out with a tweet saying that even their videos were getting struck by Bungie Incorporated, which was weird because why would they strike their own fucking videos, right? They're owners of their own company and shit.
Yeah.
So they found out it was random. It was random 2 people. I don't know from where. There's no, they don't. Of course, they're not gonna publicize like the people's name or anything like that in particular. But yeah, Bungie were furious because even their videos were getting copyright struck as well. So, and of course they got rid of those strikes from everyone that got affected, and they literally had like a public apology to all those people that were affected by that. But Bungie now is trying to pretty much sue the individuals who were, sending out those copy strikes to not only to them, to their platform on YouTube, but to the other content creators. So one, this shows that the Bungie is backing up their community, but at the same time saving their own back. Don't get me wrong, they're still a corporation.
Yeah.
But they have to protect their own shit and stuff like that. But it still shows that they're they're there for their community, No,
for sure. Yeah, like you said, they're saving their own butts, but at the same time, it sets a boundary with their fans that, we're not just doing this for us. Like, this is also for you guys, because they are also very understandable that a lot of YouTubers who have gotten copywritten striked, this is their livelihood. Like we mentioned before, between us, like this is how people are making their money, paying their rent, putting food on their table. And we're not saying they're not wealthy doing this, but again, a job is a job. And if they're doing this, that yes, they're benefiting from it financially, but we're benefiting from it informationally. Even if it is just a video game, I mean, a lot of that information is very helpful as well.
Yeah.
And not just that it's helpful, but it's also depending on the creator. Yeah, it's very like
sometimes you're not even there for the actual information. You're there just to hear this man's voice. Sometimes,
exactly. And not just like the comic relief that some of these guys have, like putting their little jokes or the little twists into this information. And it's like a lot of the time as well, they make certain things much more clear and understandable than how it is written originally from Destiny, Bungie, so on and so forth. So yeah, and it definitely puts not even puts a lot of holes. It shows a lot of the holes that Google and YouTube still have in their algorithm. Because then if at that point, like, why don't I just change my name to google.com and then start copy striking all these other channels and get them down just because I'm not a fan of them or something.
So like on top of them doing this lawsuit against these people, in the actual lawsuit, it read that they were slamming YouTube, that like, how do they not, like pretty much slamming them for the security protocols on like how not to like why didn't they verify that these people actually didn't work for Bungie or anything like that.
Yeah.
Supposedly the guy who got away with doing this, all he did was say one sentence and they were like, gave him the thumbs up, like, all right, cool. Yeah, you're a Bungie person, and that's it. Like that simple. And be like, it shouldn't be that easy, bro. It really shouldn't. So like they literally went ham on YouTube and told them like, hey, you guys gotta, excuse my English here, but you gotta like straighten that shit out because that shouldn't be allowed. There's people, 100%. People's livelihoods and people's shit can be literally jeopardized that easily.
And it shouldn't. And even still then, like excuse me, you're pretending to be this major company. And not only by doing this that you are ruining certain people's livelihoods, you are now tarnishing the name of a major company that if it ruins their reputation enough, you're putting even more people's livelihoods in danger. You get me?
Yeah.
Like not to bring this back up again, but let's say they were pretending to be Activision Blizzard.
Mm-hmm.
In the midst of the lawsuit that they were just having, then it's gonna be, imagine if Sony didn't swoop in and save them because now they saw all of these things that were happening with the copyright and strikes information.
Yeah.
So,
dude, it's just,
I mean, yeah.
And it's crazy because we got word as well, watching from all these other YouTubers, and even on the lawsuit itself, again, like I think it's public knowledge. Is literally like when you sue someone, I think especially if a company's suing another individual or other company, it becomes public. It's like available to the public to look for. On the lawsuit itself, it said that they tried to reach out to someone specifically in the higher tier, like Google, area and stuff like that. And all they got was an email back from like an out of office thing. So imagine this, bro, I say billion or $1 million company like Bungie can't even get a fucking hold on to talk to individuals in Google, bro. So how the fuck is an individual, I want to say someone like a random person that has like fucking 2,000, 5,000 followers on fucking YouTube is supposed to get their shit covered? If not even fucking Bungie, a corporation, mind you, can't even get a hold on them, bro.
Yeah.
Like, dude, it's crazy, man, in my opinion.
I mean, that's also the same problem with like influencers. You got me? Like, they get sponsored by like Calvin Klein and all these other like underwear brands to post a picture with our stuff on. And then they post an underwear pic, you get me? And it's still underwear. Like, their front half is covered, but you do see like the elastic band, or you see like the shaping and how everything works, not just on females, but even on some guys as well, who I've seen it be done on. And immediately, just because people don't like what they see, they start
bashing
and reporting these posts. But it's like, it's literally just an underwear pic. They're still covered. And just because you don't like the person's body shape or something, you're gonna report them, when at the same time, this is how they are making money. And a lot of the time, even with Instagram, they're not fully paying attention to what is being reported. Yeah. And then for these influencers to have to get that cleared, is still just taking time out. Yeah.
So it's like this, when they accidentally, for example, I think a better example, dude, is like an influencer, for example, is holding like this bottle, a water bottle, a fucking Polar Spring, right? And then Polar Spring comes up to them, be like, hey, whatever money you make on that shit, it's ours. Like, that shit shouldn't be like that, right?
Yeah.
And it's like that, unfortunately. You get me?
Yeah.
So it's like copyright laws are kind of nuts, bro, how they work. They're a fucking menace to some people, man. Yeah. Like, unfortunate how it works, but loopholes, legal teams and stuff like that literally are always on top of shit, which is unfortunate, except for Google for some reason.
Google's on a whole other. Google's on a whole other server, to put it in gaming nerds form.
Literally in the whole fucking server by themselves.
They're in a whole other server. We're on Destiny 2, and they're on Destiny Forever.
Forever. Literally. God damn, dude. This guy skipped 3 and went for 4 ever. Forever alone.
Oh, that'd be a good title. It's on record. It's mine. Destiny copyright.
Put a fucking trademark.
A trademark symbol. Yep.
Yep.
Yes, but I mean, besides that, I mean, I really don't have much. I mean, I opened my first Pokemon card pack. I didn't post it anywhere, but it was just for like myself. And I told Leche, I think I unlocked a new addiction, unfortunately. So I got the itch
to do it again.
Yep. So
Unreal.
I mean, I posted my first pics already of what I got from this first booster pack on my Instagram. So go take a look at that. But besides that, Leche, do you have anything else to add?
Oh, I did want to add something about this Bungie thing, this lawsuit. Mm-hmm. So the guy, I find it funny. This motherfucker thinks he's in a fucking movie. He did it. He said as like, oh, I just wanted to prove the point that anyone can manipulate this system and stuff like that.
Oh my God.
I'm like, bro, you think you're a fucking like a main character in your movie right now. You don't even know what the fuck you got yourself into, bro.
Yeah.
Like not only did you break some fucking state laws, you broke federal law, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And how much money you have to pay, bro. Bro, I think he's getting sued for like fucking $1.2 million. Even that's if he loses, he still has to pay that in recompense. You get me?
Yeah.
And my bad. That's if he wins. Sorry, my bad. That's if he wins. Like if they settle, like and like okay, no, he's good. He still has to pay that in legal fees. And stuff. He went towards a fucking corporation trying to sue him. You get me?
Yeah.
But if he loses,
that's also
it's way more.
Yeah. And that's even still if not including or saying that if certain individual creators who do find out about him as well, those are trying to go for him as well for damaging their livelihood and their personal businesses as well.
It's sad. It sucks because it went literally from a like online issue to literally a legal issue. It's kind of nuts.
Yeah. Which again, I don't understand where people get like,
why would they do this?
Yeah, like it's really not. It's not impressive.
Not being a hero.
Like, what do you get from this? Like,
you're mad dumb. You ruined your own life just to try to prove a point. Like, bro, come on. Honestly,
it's like you could have just quietly complained to your brother in your room. Just quietly complain to your cousin on a podcast.
Yeah.
Where it'll be a miracle if other people listen, but or make it to 69 episodes like we did today.
Keep it steady.
Keep it steady. But yes, I mean, I'd be more surprised when we add another 31 episodes to this list. 31?
Make it a
31. Yeah, make it 100. That's going to be your episode, Leche.
Oh, dude. I want to do something special for that day.
Oh, God. More hot sauce?
No. Something bigger. Something bigger.
All right. Well, until then, like and subscribe. Follow the podcast. Leche, where can people find you?
People can find me at Leche Munoso on Instagram, or you guys can follow me on Twitch at TechnoFreak95. And Tito, where can people find you?
I am also on Instagram at @1alphapenguin. Like I said, I just posted the pictures of what I got from my Pokemon booster pack draw. I'm also on Twitch at twitch.tv/1alphapenguin. Follow the podcast on Instagram at takeasip_pod. We're also on YouTube at youtube.com/takeasip. As always, the logos you see for the podcast are the same for all the social medias. And as always, we want to give one major shout out to our friend Wags from the Wagner Wire, who has been a great supporter and has definitely been helping us spread the word of this podcast. So show him some love as well. I believe his Instagram is also at the Wagner Wire, WAGNERWIRE.
Yep.
Where he's not only posting some video game stuff, but he is also posting a lot of sports and fantasy football and fantasy basketball, whatever you want to call it. And he is also on Twitch, I believe, also at the Wagner Wire. But if you follow him on his Instagram, he should have all the links there as well. And besides that, thank you all so much for listening. We highly appreciate it. Highly appreciate it. And hopefully you guys stick along for this major roller coaster ride that we have here. And we will see you all next week. Bye-bye.
See you guys.